Hey everyone! By the time this is uploaded, it'll be Friday, so happy Friday! Hope you all have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. And yes, getting into this video, so if you have clicked this video, chances are you probably know what the law of attraction is. If you don't, then oh my god, you need to go on Google or anywhere you can and grab yourself a copy of The Secret. You can either get it as a book, or there's a movie as well. Either one is all good. Just go and find it as quickly as you can. There's actually copies on YouTube as well, so once you finish watching this video, go and check it out. If not, watch this video after you've watched it, so I don't mind either way. But yeah, today's video is all about manifestation. So if you are someone that is into the law of attraction, chances are you have had a fair go at trying to manifest some things into your life. It can actually be quite hard, it can be easy. If it is easy for you, then woohoo. If you're finding it really difficult and for some reason, you seem to be putting all the legwork in, but you're just not actually seeing any results, then this video should hopefully help that for you. So I'm going to share just a few of the realizations that I've kind of learned myself over the years. I first found the law of attraction when my mum actually got sent the DVD. I'm gonna say I was about 12 years old. I don't really know. I think I was 12. I definitely wasn't a teenager. I was definitely younger, so I'm just gonna stick with 12 because that number is just in my head right now. But yeah, she got sent the DVD from her friend that lived in America. Betty was her name. I've never met her, but thank you, Betty, for yes, giving me this gift, and giving my mum this gift. And anyone that has watched The Secret or seen it, or anyone that has showed it to them, then you will agree that it is a gift. So I watched it then, but I can't exactly say that I just started manifesting my dream life from there. I really didn't. It took me a really long time, and life got substantially worse for me after I had seen it. So it's not a case of okay, I've watched it, cool, let the magic happen. There's a lot that you need to do yourself. It is definitely a very personal journey that you need to go on to start basically attracting the life of your dreams instead of attracting all the crap that you don't want. Because I was an absolute pro at doing that, just attracting all of the stuff that I didn't want. But there's a reason for that. So I'm gonna get into a few of the things that I've kind of learned that I wish I knew back then, but at the same time it's one of these things you've got to work at it. You've got to learn these things yourself. You've got to figure it all out if you really truly want it to work. So the easiest way that I can explain it is your reality is basically a mirror. So what is in there and how you see yourself, your self-image, who you believe yourself to be as a person, that is what is going to project back to you in your experiences, in the people around you, in all of the situations in life. Is actually just a reflection of what is inside of you. So it's a tricky one to get the concept of, especially if you're brand new to this whole thing. You're gonna think, she is crazy, what are you even talking about? But you will understand the more you kind of delve into it. But it's basically you really need to realize how your self-image is actually created. And by self-image, I don't mean, how you look in the mirror, are you looking fab or not? I mean, how you actually see yourself to be. How do you subconsciously see yourself? Because that is actually what is going to be taking the most control over your life, is actually subconsciously how you see yourself. And, how are we supposed to, when we live in our conscious minds, how are we supposed to change that, or how are we supposed to have any power over that? And I'm not going to tell you it's really easy, because it's not. It is a case of actually tapping into your subconscious, which is really difficult depending on the amount of trauma or anything that's gone on in your life. We don't realize what can affect our subconscious and how much power our subconscious actually has over our life. You know, we're so aware and we're just thinking and living in our conscious mind that we don't actually realize what is going on behind closed doors. And you know, if you are someone that kind of has seen a lot of patterns through your life, and by that I mean you know, just the same kind of things showing up again and again and again. So just as an example, you know, you could just have a bad relationship or a bad friend or a bad this, you know, and it's like a similar characteristic in that person, or, you know, just something just happens to you again and again and again, or you're bullied in various different areas of your life or places and different, you know, in school and jobs and anything like that, and you just think like, okay, this is just me, I am a victim. So I basically just want you to realize that no matter what you have actually been through, like, you actually have the power to completely rewrite that. You have the power to, you know, delve into yourself and, you know, get rid of those fears, get rid of that guilt and anything that's actually holding you back and anything that's blocking you from the path of which you're supposed to be going on. So when I say subconscious, I mean, you are carrying with you your expectations from the past. So if you expect something to be true, then you believe it, and if you believe it, then it's going to happen. So for an example, I will give you an example of kind of just a rough summary of my life and my growing up. So I had a really abusive, violent, drug addicted father. What I saw him put like my mum through and my family in general, you know, that made me really, really angry. That made me feel guilty because it was my dad, and all of this hurt was going on to, you know, my mother, who it's my mother, I love her, my family, you know, and I thought I was to blame for all of this. I had anger because, you know, when you see people that you love getting hurt, it makes you angry, right? So I carried a lot of anger. I also carried a lot of why me syndrome, you know, like, why me, why is this happening to me? You know, when I was really, really small, I'd go to my friend's house and they had a nice dad, they had a nice normal situation, so I was just like, why is this happening to me? And then I got bullied in school, and then I was bullied in jobs, then I was bullied in just different situations. Then I had bad relationships and, you know, really rubbish boyfriends. so you can imagine, this is just a pattern of and like actually just doing so much damage subconsciously that I wasn't even aware of, and I was kind of just accepting that. That's the way it is, you know, that's just what my life was like, basically. If you've ever felt like that before, where you kind of just have this, oh, here we go again moment, or you're almost not surprised. I got to a point where people, you know, if people would treat me badly, I wasn't even surprised anymore. I was like, well, yeah, that's what happens. That's basically what happens. So I ended up being very, very anxious, very depressed. I had a lot of these kind of problems that I carried with me, you know, and yeah, it's been quite difficult to actually get to a point where I see all of that as a blessing, which might sound really, really strange to some of you watching this, but, you know, everything that happens to us happens for a reason, and it's completely our responsibility to decide that reason, to give it that reason. So, you know, I wouldn't change a thing for the world of you know, the things that have happened to me, because I wouldn't be who I am today, and that scares me because I like who I am today. You know, I've worked hard to be her. So, you know, if you are someone that's kind of really holding on to anything from the past, just know that you can do things, you can put the work in, you can, you know, there are ways out of it where you won't feel like, you know, feel that pain forever, and you won't feel trapped, and you can be free, and you can live the best life you could ever imagine. You know, we all have that power within us, so I think it's just important to remember that. But yeah, our self-image is basically created without us even realizing. It's created by all of these things. So I was in my self-image, I was a victim, I was depressed, I was anxious, and rightly so, because all of these things were happening to me. So, you know, how couldn't I be anxious? That is actually what I used to tell myself, because I used to get panic attacks a lot, and I used to be really, really anxious in certain situations, because of situations from the past. And I used to tell myself, oh, well, you know, people go to counselling because they have anxiety, but I have anxiety and it's all justified because bad things keep happening to me. This was my story, this was who I was. I was a good person, but for some reason I just attracted a lot of crap. And again, this was just my story, so it took a really, really long time to get out of this story. And a lot of growth and a lot of work, a lot of work. I'm not going to sit here and tell you if you've, been through trauma. And that's the thing, everyone has been through trauma. Everyone will experience some level of stress or trauma in their life, whether it's losing a loved one, whether it's, being abused. There's so much awful stuff that happens in the world, but don't think for one more minute that defines you. Like, it doesn't. If you are someone that has been through something horrific, that does not define you. So make today the day that you decide that's not me anymore. And as soon as you kind of come to that decision, that is when your life will just start getting better. Life isn't happening to you. These bad things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. They're happening so that you can grow. They're happening to let better things in. They're happening because you're on the right path, and it's just replacing that fear and that sadness and pain with just trust that you're on the right path. So just look back through your life and think, what are these expectations from the past that I'm still carrying? Who is this person, this story that I've created that is potentially holding me back right now? There's so many things. You could be someone that grew up poor and therefore you're finding it really, really difficult to come into more money because subconsciously that is the story that you tell yourself, that you don't deserve money, that people like you don't have money, that all of these reasons. But it's just look back and really, really dig deep and delve into your subconscious and see what are those thoughts in the back of your mind. What is this person that you believe yourself to be, and just let that person free. Let them free. You don't need to be trapped by all of these past experiences anymore. Because the more you are, you could listen to every single self-development book under the sun, but until you tap into your subconscious and tap into all of the crap from the past that you're still carrying with you again and again and again, then the same stuff is going to show up constantly, the same stuff, because it's what you believe. It's what you believe to be true. Whatever you want in life, whether you want to find your soulmate or whether you want to find that dream job, start believing that is you. Start acting as if, start living as if that is you now. Don't just want it because that's still in the future. If you want it, it means you definitely don't have it. Start living as if that is just who you are. For a good few years, I was getting up at 5 a.m, and I was straight away working on myself. I was straight away, going to the gym, doing yoga, doing meditation, doing all of this stuff that was going to change my life, basically. I didn't want to do that stuff at 5 a.m. I didn't want to get out of bed. But eventually it became who I was, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to do things not for the sake of doing it, not like, woo, I got up at 5 a.m, go me, because that doesn't matter. You're doing these things because it's actually who you are. You go to the gym because it's who you are. It's who you are as a person. You've got to adapt these habits that align you with what you want, with who you want to be. So if you can imagine your dream life, what would you be doing? What are these habits? Start living as if it's here now. Say for example, if you had your dream job, what kind of person would you be? How would you be spending your time if you had this job? If you had this income? Start living as if you've already got it now, because if you're constantly wanting and really just striving for something that's in the future, then it's always going to remain in the future. So if you start living now and being happy now and grateful for everything that you've got now, but just adding in a few habits, just of who you want to be, that ideal person that you want to be, then you will become that person. That's what I've done. And it's worked for me. I've manifested so many things in my life, things that I couldn't have ever imagined before, because I was in those habits, and I was, telling that same old story to myself. That was my story. So it's just a case of changing your story. Just change your stories, change your habits, and just just remember that life is, that your reality is a mirror right now. It is a mirror of everything that you're projecting from within, from yourself, from your subconscious, all of this stuff that has been created over the years. It's your job to move forward and to, you know, just find a way to, yeah, to free yourself and to let yourself live this amazing, beautiful life that you deserve. You know, you deserve it, of course you do. And you know you deserve it, but you've just got to we've just got to clean up a little bit. Just clean up a little bit of the crap. It's not just about positive thinking, but, you know, you just got to move forward and, you know, live the life that you're supposed to be living, and trust it. Trust the journey. Trust you're on the right path. And yes, you'll just be nothing but happy. So I hope this was a good video. If it was, then please hit the like button. It would really, really mean a lot to me. This is a very new YouTube channel. I used to do a lot of videos on Facebook, but I'm kind of trying to move towards YouTube, so it'd be really, really nice to get some support from you. If you did like this video and you want to see some more, I'm going to be telling some stories of the things that I have manifested, including my husband. It was a magical experience. So yeah, if you want to hear about that story and loads more stories, and also our honeymoon is literally next week, so there's going to be some videos about that as well. So yes, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the little bell if you want to see some more, don't want to miss any more updates. And I hope you all have the most beautiful Friday, and whatever day you're watching this on, yes, just have an amazing day, an amazing week, and an amazing life. Mwah!